Grüß Gott and welcome to my stash busting diary. This is my first video and I hope this episode isn't going to be all over the place. I'm an introvert and don't want to show off my face on the internet, therefore you have to put up with my hands. As you can hear, English isn't my first language, so I apologize in advance. A little disclaimer, the yarns that you will see in this video and the brands that I will talk about, their manufacturers do not support me. I'm not sponsored. I paid for everything with my own money. This is an introduction video about who I am and why I'm here. So let's get started. My name is Nevena. I'm 39 years old and I grew up in rural Croatia. I came to Germany as a refugee during the Balkan Wars in the 90s. And currently I live with my partner, our two cats. Sorry for the cat hair flying around. And in a small town in Middle Franconia, Germany. I work a full-time office job in Nuremberg and travel daily by train to my workplace. In my spare time I like to crochet and recently I started knitting. My mom taught me the basics as a kid, but back then I wasn't very interested and didn't practice any further. Since my teenage years, I attempted to start crochet more than once. I'd buy yarn, a hook, but as soon as I was home, I wouldn't start anything. This resulted in me having around 8 4mm hooks and plenty of yarn sitting for good 2 decades in my closet. I would often buy yarn because it feels nice to touch, like this one. It's quite squishy, it's fine, it's 100% merino wool. I think it's pretty because of the color change in it. I like the grays and the shades of blue in it. And yeah, I have I think about 6 or 8 balls of it. And I'm not sure what to do with it, but I hope I can come up with something useful. I also bought this one. I have 2 balls of it. I think this is for ruffle scarves that you can knit or crochet out of it. I don't like ruffle scarves. This color doesn't suit me, but I still think it's pretty. And I hope I'm going to come up with something useful for this yarn. I have 2 balls of it and I don't want to throw it away. And I don't know anybody who would like to have this, so yeah, I have to do something on my own. I also buy yarn when I'm in store and have an idea what to do out of it or what to make out of it. And like this one. This is also, this is quite thick, full of cat hair. And it's a mix out of merino wool and acrylic, 50-50. I have, I think, 5 or 6 balls of it. The problem is I forgot what the idea was behind it. So the yarn is still here, the idea is a long time gone. Yeah. In one instance I also bought yarn scraps from eBay. Please don't ask why. I have nothing to say. All I know is that I have 2 full IKEA boxes under our bed waiting for me. This is going to be quite a challenge and I'm looking forward to it. But for now, it sleeps under the bed. Around 10 years ago, I started to watch crochet tutorials on YouTube. I didn't start to work, but instead I bought some more yarn, like this one. I think I have around 25 to 30 balls of this kind of yarn. This is 100% cotton. It's not all the same brand, and there are plenty of colors that I've bought, but honestly, why did I do that? This is the question I ask myself. Yeah, but I did it anyway. I didn't bought it all at once. I bought it in few instances. Let's call it that way. In 2013, I started and finished my first blanket. And it was oops, so you can see it. It was this one. This is the Ocean Wave blanket from Red Heart. And this was a challenge for the crochet crowd. I didn't finish it in time to submit it, but I finished it. This is the important part. I finished it. And this is all what counts, at least for me. Since then, I made a few other things. Oops. Like pot holders. I love striping yarn because you don't have to weave in ends. These are the recent two pairs that I made this year. I didn't block them, so they're curling a little bit up, but they are waiting for use, and yeah, I like this kind of stuff. It's quite simple to make, and it goes really fast, and you can take it with you on a train ride or something like that, and you can finish it up in one day. This is why I like this kind of small project. I also made some decorations. I found these two balls, only these two balls. I remember I made a few balls with white yarn. And this yarn has a silver metallic thread through it, so it gives them a little shine, and they look like snowballs. And I don't know where they are. They're at my parents' place, and I don't know where my mom put them. But these two are also decoration. For obvious reasons, I can display it at my home. Because it would be all over the place, because I have one cat that really loves to knock off things off the counter, and if it's something that can roll like a ball, she would have more fun. I also made a few doilies, like this one and this one. And these two, and this bigger one. I also made a few scarves. I only have this one here. This is a triangular scarf. I fold it so you can see the form. This is a triangular scarf. I'm not sure where I have all these patterns. A lot of them are from the internet. And a few of them are from magazines, but don't ask me for which one. I have also plenty of magazines, but about magazines and books, I'm going to speak in another episode. So let's cast this aside. Unfortunately, although I made a few things, my pile of yarn kept growing. And after all these yarn shopping sprees, my partner tried to put his foot down and said, "You are not allowed to buy any more yarn." Well, little did he know. I didn't expect so much criminal energy to be in me. I would find ways to smuggle new balls into my stash, and some common excuses were, it was reduced price, I want to test this brand, I didn't bought enough for my current project. This is the common one. And my parents own a flat here in Germany. They are retired and spend most of the year in Croatia, so they don't mind if I store some of my stash at their place. So yes, I have stash that my partner isn't aware of. But let's face it, let's be honest, and admit it, he is right. I have a lot of yarn. I have a lot of not really good quality yarn. This is quite cheap yarn. This is a acrylic yarn, and I bought it, I think, really 20 years ago. I don't think this is a, I don't think they make this brand anymore. This is quite old, and I have a lot of balls of it, and I don't know what to do with it. I think I'm going to come up with something, but yeah, I have plenty of this kind of stuff. It's not good quality, and the problem is it's also not always the colors that suit me, and I don't have enough quantity to make something useful, like a cardigan or a sweater. So yeah, I finally decided to use up my stash before I purchased any further yarn. And first, what I did was I sorted my stash by fiber. I have a few bins, and I sorted it by fiber: acrylic, cotton, and wool. There is also a bin with yarn for nests for wildlife care here in Germany. I think this one is going to go into this bin. I don't like this shade of red. This is going to end up as a nest with some other yeah. And yeah, 2 months ago I picked up knitting, and for my first shawl I used up 600 gram of acrylic yarn. This is the end product. This was a self-striping yarn, and it was a knitting kit for a cowl, and there were 3 balls of 100 grams per kit. I bought 2 kits. Again, I don't know what was going on in my mind. Yeah, when I see yarn, I just shut down and just lose all control. Self-control flies out of the window. Yeah, and this was the starter for my stash busting. This was the first thing that I finished, and at the moment I'm working on stash busting all of my merino wool and all the mix of wool that I own, like this and this and this one and that one and this one. Most of them is pure wool or merino wool. Some of them are mix, like this one. This is 60% wool and 40% polyacrylic. Yeah, I have quite a few balls of it, and so I started a log cabin blanket. There it is. I'm working this thing in one piece. A lot of cat hair, and I think it comes up nice. It's quite warm. I really like the colors. Yeah, some of them, for example, this one, I made my mom a triangular shawl. Haha. And I worked with this color and this color. And I have a few balls left. I only had 1 ball of this one, but I have, I think, 3 or 4 balls of this one. So I'm really glad that I can use them up and share something with my mom. Also, I'm working, it's far away, on a cushion cover with the rest of the ball that I couldn't use up in the big blanket. So really try to use up everything so that I don't have any scraps lying around of this project. There are still small pieces like this one. This is the rest of the gray ball. And I don't know if I can make something out of it, but maybe I can just use it, you know, for stuffing toys or something like that. I don't know. But as you see, I really want to bust my stash so I can be able to buy new stuff, and I can buy really stuff that I'm going to use for specific projects, and more quality yarn, maybe more German-based yarn, and natural fibers like wool or cotton, and less plastic yarn like acrylic. That's the plan. In order to stick to my plan, I forgot to mention, I also have a few whips laying around for about a few years. I don't have any examples at hand, but to name a few, I started a virus poncho and a waffle stitch poncho, and a never-ending granny square blanket, and I started to make a pullover, but I made one panel, and the back panel and the front panel I messed up, and I was so pissed because I had to rip up about 2 to 3 hours of work, and I was so annoyed that I just put it in a how do you call it, not in the bins, but in a bag. Words. I put it in a bag, and I didn't look into it for about 4 years. So I honestly don't know where the pattern is from, because I didn't store the pattern with the project. I'm not sure what kind of needle I use, so yeah, I think that one I'm going to rip off. Rip off? Rip up? Rip it. Yeah, this is the current state I'm in. And as I know this is going to be a long journey to use up everything and not buy things. I think I'm going to buy some yarn to finish up projects, because I don't really have enough. I think I am going to buy a few balls for this log cabin blanket anyway, but I can watch out for reduced price or a sale, or maybe I can find it on a garage sale. We call it flea market, when the pandemic allows it again, to organize them. So yeah, I'm going to try to get some wool for this project, but first of all I have to use up the balls that I currently own, and then I can still buy something to finish it up. And in order to stick to my stash busting plan, I decided to keep a digital diary about my progress. And currently I'm using a phone camera for recording. I'm planning on buying better equipment, like a vlog camera and a microphone. But this is also a question of money, and I have to save up for this purpose. I don't have it lying around. So yeah, the quality isn't the best, I'm sorry. And I hope it can improve sooner than later. Yeah, I'm planning on putting up a video about once a month about my progress, about my current VIPs. And yeah, if you're interested or you just like to see me suffer, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like or a comment. And if you didn't, please take a few minutes and tell me what you disliked so maybe I can work on it. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay positive. Until next time, ade.